how to set up that if you want, if you have your character jump on an enemy's head, it will destroy that enemy. So the first thing that we want to do when we are kind of working with that is go into edit our enemy blueprint. So in our viewport, basically what we want to have happen is if our player comes into contact with our enemy near the top and his velocity is less than 0, so he's moving downwards, then destroy the enemy. Now we could use this capsule, but the only thing is it's not kind of specific to any one area of our enemy. So what we're going to have to do is add another collision box in here, and what we're going to do is just type in box. And this is kind of like what you would see in first-person shooters. If you're getting a headshot or anything like that, you're not actually shooting the geometry. What you're actually shooting is a collision box. I'm just going to resize this. I'm just going to make another one. So I'm just going to resize this so it's covering just the top of this enemy's head and no more. Might need some tweaking where you come in and you think, oh, you know what, if I hit it from the side or something, it's still causing the damage. So you can make it bigger or smaller depending on that. Then in our event graph, I'm going to select a box. I'll just call this head box, just in case we add a few more down the line. And with that, we're just going to have the on component begin overlap. Okay, so when it comes into contact and overlaps this box. The other actor, so we're going to make sure that it's just our player that does this. So we're going to say class, we're going to get a class, and that class is going to be equal to our 2D side scroller character. And what we'll say is we'll have a branch in here. We'll plug that in. Now the only thing is we're not saying if he's moving down or anything like that, so if it just comes into contact with this, and if we destroy actor, it should just destroy it straight away. Okay, so that is working, but not as we intended it to. One of the things that we might want to do is go into our player, and we're going to set up a custom event here. A custom event, we're going to call this bounce up. So when we jump in somebody's head, we kind of want to bounce up. And basically all we're going to do is pull from this here and type in launch. And we got launch character. And we're going to change the velocity in the Z to something like 700. So it's going to launch it by a force of 700 upwards. So what we're going to say, we're going to hold, if I hold down Alt, I can click on that and I'll get rid of that connection. I'm going to pull out from this one, I'm going to type in and, okay, so and boolean. So what we're saying is this the 2D side scroller, and what we want to say here is, and is the velocity less than 0? So we're going to have to cast to our character, okay, to get that velocity. So we've got the velocity contained in this blueprint, but we want to get it in our enemy blueprint. So what we have to use is this cast to function. And to get to that, first of all, we're going to type in, right click and type in character. And we're going to get player character. And from that there, we're going to get cast to 2D side scroller character. Now you see that this needs to be activated, so what we're going to do is hold down Alt, click on that, we're going to activate it, and then we're going to pull out from that and just type in velocity. You can see that we've got under transformation get velocity. Now this is going to return a value for x, y and z. We just want it for the y, so what we're going to do is right click here and split the struct pin and get the z. And I'm going to pull the z one out and it's going to hit the less than. So is float less than 0, and plug that into the AND. So now we've got, okay, component begin overlap. Is it our player? Is the player's velocity less than 0? If that's true, then we're going to destroy actor. So if I walk into the character now, it's not going to do anything. But if I jump on its head, you can see it disappears. So the last thing to that is we're going to disconnect the true to the destroy actor. We're going to pull out from this as 2D side scroller character node, and we're going to type in bounce up, and we're going to plug that in between these two now. So not only is it going to destroy the actor, but it's also going to bounce up. So play. It did work, but not as forceful as I'd want it to be. So we're going to go back into our 2D character and we're going to make this probably 1200. Compile, save. And that works a bit better. Let's test that again. Yeah, so that's a better number. So 1200 seems to work there. Again, you can tweak that number if you wanted to. So that's how you add in a jump on the enemy's head death sequence into your game.